You must have heard this very famous quote that you are an average of five people you meet. Well, it holds true with statistics as well. It is an average of the type of data that you collected or type of samples that you collected. Want to know how? Let's see. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the second video lecture on statistics for machine learning and data science. Today, I'll be teaching you about types of sampling or how you collect data for statistics. So, the agenda of today's session is what is sampling, types of sampling, and these are some samplings, some types that I'm going to explain you. Now, what is sampling? In previous video where I have taught you about inferential statistics, I told you that inferential statistics is nothing but making an assumption about entire population based on that sample. Now, if you didn't see that video, I suggest you to go back and rewatch. So, what is sampling? Sampling is taking out some sample or some amount of data from a larger piece of data. For example, taking out a bowl of rice from a sack of rice to analyze the quality of rice. Let's have a look at the formal definition of sampling, which is sampling is the process of selecting a subset of data points from a larger population to estimate characteristics of the whole population. A bowl of rice can tell you how, like what quality of rice was in the entire sack. You need not make the entire sack of rice in order to test the quality of rice. It helps us in making statistical inference while reducing cost, time, and effort compared to studying the entire population. You know, sometimes even studying the entire population can be harmful. For example, you are testing matchsticks. Now, if you were to check all the matchsticks were they burn or not, you'll end up finishing the entire box and then it will be of no use. So let's move to the next topic. What are type of sampling? There are so many type of sampling, but some of the most widely used sampling in machine learning are simple random sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, and systematic sampling. Pardon my voice, I got a sore throat today. So, what is simple random sampling? Let me explain you all these with the help of an example. Suppose you go to a newly opened pizza shop that has all varieties of pizza from sweet to savory, from best to worst, and you were to choose a pizza from menu. One option is you go and you randomly select any pizza. So this is nothing but simple random sampling in which all the members of the population have equal chance of being selected. This is the menu and you choose any pizza from it. So the formal definition of simple random sampling is sampling method where each member of population has equal chance of being selected, ensuring unbiased representation. Now, what a biased representation would look like. For example, the waiter there suggested you that this is the best pizza on our menu. So, by default, there is more chance of you selecting that best seller from the menu. So, in this case, this all the data points don't have the equal chance of getting selected. There is some biasness towards the bestseller. But in simple random sampling, there is no biasness. All pizzas they have equal chance of getting selected. Now what is now for example that I don't want to make a too wild guess. What I do is there are categories of pizza. There is sweet, there is spicy, and there are tangy pizza. and I order one from each category so that I better come to know about the shop. Well, this is nothing but stratified sampling. In stratified sampling, you make groups and then you choose one data point or one sample from each group to ensure that the entire data is being represented more fairly in a more fair way. So, the formal definition of stratified sampling is: stratified sampling is a sampling technique where population is divided into distinct subgroups based on shared characteristic, and samples are randomly selected from each stratum in proportion to its size. This ensures better representation and accuracy in analysis. Now, for example, the shop has some combos in their menu, and you choose one of the combos in order to taste the pizzas. This is nothing but cluster sampling, in which the data is already divided into groups, and you choose one of the groups based on your requirement and need. Let's look at the formal definition. Cluster sampling is a sampling technique where the population is divided into groups or clusters. An entire cluster are randomly selected for analysis. It is used when studying the whole population is impractical. Now, what does the last line mean? It is used when studying the whole population is impractical. For example, during COVID, there were some red zones, and you wanted to see like red zone, green zone. In green zone, people did not have COVID. In red zone, people were severely affected by COVID. So, if you wanted to see the effect that COVID had on people, like studying green zones was useless, and you need to study all the red zones in order to see like what impact COVID had. So, this is nothing but cluster sampling. Now, what if you say, let me order every sixth pizza on the menu? Well, this is nothing but systematic sampling. When you choose nth data point or nth element from data or population. If you're confused what population is, it is nothing but a way of referring to very large data. So when you choose every nth element from the population or data, it is nothing but systematic sampling. Before we look at the formal definition of systematic sampling, I have a question for you. Can you comment down below and let me know the difference between cluster sampling and stratified sampling? So, systematic sampling is a sampling technique where elements are selected at regular intervals from an ordered population after choosing a random starting point. This means we can start from anywhere and then from there we choose every nth element of the data. So, thank you for watching till the end. And do let me know in the comment section what was it that you liked, what was it that you disliked. And even if you want these videos to be made in Hindi, do let me know. And thank you for watching and stay tuned till the next lecture. Until then, bye.